everyone, and welcome into another episode of our Next.js series. Today we'll be looking into static assets and exploring how we can serve static assets from our Next.js application. And fortunately, Next.js provides that functionality by default. So in the public directory, if you expand, you will see 3 files already available. So there is a robots.txt, the favicon, and the So I will put my browser window on the side so that we have visibility of what we access from our local server. And here I will be simply adding the name of robots. So we see that we don't need to include public at the front so that we access any asset, and we only need to provide the name of it. And in the browser we get a valid response with some information. So if we want to validate that information, then we need to go into the robots.txt, and we see that we allow to all agents to crawl any of our pages. If you want to access a particular image, then you just simply need to provide the name of the image. And if you want to add a new image, then you need to upload that image to your server. So in my case, I will be downloading that Next.js image, and I'm already in the public directory, and I set the name, I download the image, and as you see, a new entry has been created with the Next.js name. So now if I add the name of Next.js over there, we see that we get the image into our display. And since we don't need to include any prefix to specify the public directory, that means that names may conflict with existing name of pages, so it's good practice to avoid using names that already have been set for pages, but that's very unlikely. And if you want to access assets from your React components, then you simply need to come into your component, and here I will be using one of the images that we have, one of the images that we have in the public directory. So to access a specific image, you need to pass the name of the image. So since Next.js lives in the root level of the public directory, then I need to set public Next.js in the name of the image, and I'll be also setting a title or an attribute over here. And if I come back into the home page, we see that we get that horrible image at the top without any sizing, but yeah, that's generally what you need to do if you want to render a specific asset into your component. So that functionality, it's an important feature, I would say, a very simple but an important feature, since usually in traditional Node.js servers, you want to extend your server to include the functionality or configure it as you want, so that it serves static assets, and that functionality comes by default from Next.js, and I find it very handy. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.